In this video, we'll go over navigating the SensorLinx mobile app for the ZON-0600 and the THM-0600 controls. The SensorLinx mobile app allows for remote monitoring and control for the HBX0600 series controllers. It's available for Android and Apple devices. Once clicking on the SensorLinx app, we can see our building, which we have named Home. Let's click on our building then. This takes us to the SensorLinx homepage. We have one zone controller. It's operating zones 1 and 2. Those zones are called Kitchen and Basement. We can see the real-time temperatures for each zone and their respective target temperatures. We are also shown if there are any demands at this time. The kitchen has a green check mark, which indicates the zone is satisfied, so there is no demand. The basement is showing a fan icon, which tells us that there is a fan coil hooked up with the fan operating. And also, there is a water droplet icon, which informs us that a humidification device is functioning. Alright, let's move on. Click on the bottom right on Devices. This will take us to the Devices screen. From here, we can access our thermostats directly. Also, scrolling down in the Devices page, we can see the auxiliary set point, with an actual temperature of 76 and a target of 70. Please note, not all systems will be using the auxiliary set point feature. This here is the zone controller sequence, which is zone 1 to 4. This specific sequence will always designate the controller as the primary controller. Next is the fan coil status screen. We know that the basement zone is calling for the fan to be on with humidification. This here is the pumps, which none are active. And finally are the demands, and none of these are on as well. Let's go back to the top of the screen and click on the settings icon in the top right. From here, you can access control settings, demand setup, pump setup, and auxiliary setup. Essentially, you can view and change any setting parameter that you would if you were standing in front of the ZON-0600 controller. Pretty convenient. Also, you can remove a device from the building if needed. Now, let's head back to the home screen and click on our kitchen thermostat. From here, we can change the operating mode from heat to cool to auto and even off. By pressing the up and down arrows, we can easily adjust the room target temperature as well. Now, let's press on fan. This will give us access to our fan controls: on, off, or intermittent. Next is the schedule. This is pretty self-explanatory, with a weekday and weekend schedule. And finally, we have the away modes. Okay, let's click on the settings button, which is in the top right corner. Here, if you want to give your thermostat a customized name, all you need to do is click on device settings. And just like the zone settings, you have access to everything that you would if you were standing right in front of your thermostat. Let's head back to the home screen now. By pressing the plus button in the top right, you can set up a new building or add another device to this existing building. And finally, by selecting the account icon in the very top right corner, you can view your own account information, change your password, or you can sign out of your account. On the home screen, you can also access building information settings. Select the building tab at the bottom of the screen. On the building home screen, you can add multiple users to a building by adding their email account. The user will need to be signed up to the SensorLinx app before adding them to a building. You can also change the building settings if needed as well. And that's all you need to know for navigating the SensorLinx mobile app.